Jake Miller stood on the observation deck of the mining station Horizon Base, staring out at the endless void of space. The 25-year-old engineer had been stationed on this remote outpost for 6 months now, and the isolation was getting to him. The only other humans on the station were old crew members who barely talked to anyone. "Who wants to marry me?" Jake shouted playfully into the empty corridor, his voice echoing off the metal walls. He laughed at his own joke, knowing nobody would hear him except maybe the station computer. That night changed everything. A strange ship appeared on their sensors, unlike anything in human databases. It was sleek and dark, moving without any visible propulsion system. The ship docked with their station before anyone could react or send a distress signal. The airlock opened with a soft hiss. What stepped through made Jake's heart skip several beats. She was tall, almost 7 feet, with pale blue skin that seemed to glow softly in the dim corridor lights. Her hair was long and silver, flowing like liquid mercury, but her eyes were what captured Jake completely. They were deep purple and seemed to hold ancient wisdom and hunger at the same time. "I heard someone calling for a bride," she said in perfect English, though her voice carried an otherworldly musical quality that made Jake's spine tingle. The other crew members had already fled to the emergency bunker, leaving Jake alone with this beautiful and terrifying visitor. She moved with fluid grace, each step bringing her closer to him. "I am Zara of the Nightfall Empire," she continued, studying Jake with those mesmerizing purple eyes. "Your species is quite interesting to my people." Jake tried to speak but found his mouth dry. This alien woman was both the most beautiful and most dangerous thing he had ever encountered. There was something predatory about the way she looked at him. Like a cat studying a mouse. "What do you want?" Jake finally managed to ask. Zara smiled, revealing teeth that were slightly too sharp to be human. "Your people call us vampires in your old stories. We feed on life essence, but we also form bonds with those who intrigue us." She reached out and touched Jake's face with fingers that were surprisingly warm. "You have strong life force, human. Much stronger than others of your kind I have encountered." Jake felt a strange pull toward her, as if some invisible force was drawing him closer. He knew he should be terrified, should run like the other crew members. But something about Zara fascinated him beyond reason. "Why did you come here?" he asked. "Your call reached across the stars," Zara explained. "When beings with strong life force make such requests, we sometimes answer. It creates a bond that benefits both our species." Over the following days, Jake learned that Zara's people had been watching humanity for centuries. They were ancient beings who traveled between stars, feeding on the life energy of other species. But humans were different. Their life force was particularly rich and complex. "Most species we encounter are simple," Zara told Jake as they walked through the station's garden bay. "But humans have something special. Your emotions, your creativity, your stubborn refusal to give up even in impossible situations. It creates a unique energy signature." Jake found himself falling for this alien woman despite knowing how dangerous she was. Zara was incredibly intelligent, possessing knowledge of technologies and civilizations that existed before Earth was even formed. She could manipulate energy with her mind, move objects without touching them, and somehow she made Jake feel more alive than he ever had before. But there were signs that worried him. Sometimes her eyes would glow brighter when she looked at him, and he would feel suddenly weak afterward. Other crew members who had briefly encountered her reported feeling drained and exhausted for days. "Are you feeding on me?" Jake asked her directly one evening. Zara looked sad for the first time since arriving. "I cannot help my nature, Jake Miller. But with you, it is different. Usually we take what we need and leave. With you, I find myself wanting to give back." She showed him what she meant. Using her abilities, Zara enhanced Jake's mind temporarily, allowing him to understand complex equations and engineering problems that had puzzled him for years. She shared visions of distant worlds and advanced technologies that could benefit all of humanity. "My people are not evil," she explained. "We are simply different. We have learned that forming partnerships with compatible species benefits everyone involved." Jake realized this was bigger than just the two of them. Zara represented first contact between humanity and an advanced alien civilization. The choices he made could affect the entire future of his species. The other crew members wanted to report Zara to Earth Command and have her treated as a hostile alien. They were afraid of her abilities and her feeding on life energy. But Jake saw the potential for something greater. "What would happen if I went with you?" Jake asked. "You would see wonders beyond imagination," Zara replied, "but you would also be changed. The bond between our species is permanent once formed." Jake thought about his lonely life on the mining station, his dead-end career, and his complete lack of meaningful relationships. Then he looked at Zara, this incredible being who had crossed the galaxy to answer his playful call. "I want to see those wonders," he decided. Zara smiled, and for the first time her sharp teeth didn't look frightening to Jake. They looked like they belonged on someone magnificent and powerful. The next morning, Jake left Horizon Base aboard Zara's ship. The other crew members watched in shock as the strange vessel disappeared into hyperspace. Months later, Earth received a transmission from Jake. He was alive and healthy, serving as humanity's first ambassador to the Nightfall Empire. The partnership between humans and Zara's people had opened up new possibilities for both species. Jake had found something he never expected when he jokingly called out for someone to marry him. He had found his destiny among the stars.